ke kope ntate Moruti Mokoena a tlo re bulela ka thapelo hore mosebetsi wa rona o kgone ho tswela pele. Ntate Mokoena.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Khotsomba yesu ke kopa re kwale mahlo. Nkulunkulu omuhle baba wethu ise wenkosi yethu Jesu moyo ingcwele nalithuba Nkosi elivelayo nosivezela lona ngomsa wakho akube kuhle kuwena kuthandeke kuwena usibonise baba usihole imisebenzi yakho yokukhanya ngamandla akho siyabonga baba sibonga nje ukugcineka nasezindleleni ukufika kule ndawo iba nathi ke ngoJesu inkosi kuze kube naphakade amen.
My name is Valentine Senkhani. I'm attached to the Department of Economic Development and Tourism. I have been requested to drive this program and say nothing else except calling those who are on the program to come and speak. As we start, can we just have the following house rules? We are all very important here. That's why we can't switch our phones off. But can we then turn them to silence or vibration? If your phone at any time rings, you owe us the after tears bottles. You will be responsible for that. That's number one. Number two, as you know, we can all sing at the same time, but we can't talk at the same time. So we'll request that if you are not on the program, your role here today is only twofold. One, to listen and appreciate. Two, to clap hands and still appreciate. And thereafter, when the formalities are done, you'll have other roles. If you are not called on to come and say something, don't say it where you are sitting. Finally, it is rude for any one of us to be talking when there's a speaker on the podium. So we'll request that type of samewerking. Without much ado, let me call to the stage the Executive Mayor of Thabo Mofutsanyana District Municipality, Mekoni Msibi, to come and welcome us.
Program Director, thank you very much for the opportunity afforded to me. Mine is just to come and welcome all the guests that are here. But before I can do that, I would like to greet Marena Aruna Lintemona. I have seen Tate Morena Moloi from Khulukwe, le committee ya haye, le Marena Amanga Linsio Mona, Luanaria Amuhela, because this is for the whole district. And Thabo Mofutsanyane is the one of the districts in the Free State who are only having 2 districts. So in every development, they have to form part of that program. So you are welcome, Marena Aruna, into this gathering. I also want to welcome the MEC, Ntate Koketso Makume, your department led by the HOD, the surname ya Ntate Mokua, ke ntate e nhlola hore ke dula ke practice no kweku, e nhlola e thatanyana. But ra leboha ntate, we have seen you being part of the programs, all the programs that has to do with local economic development. Mostly that's where we met. With your team, you are welcome in this gathering. Let me also welcome the councillors that are here, led by the councillor, the Speaker of Maluti-A-Phofung, Councillor Mandlenkosi Dlamini, as well as the Chief Whip from Maluti-A-Phofung, Councillor Meeketsi Libesa, and all other business leaders. I've seen the chairperson of the Women in Business in Thabo Mofutsanyane, Mema Tutu Tlokotsi, with your team. We are here. And I've just seen another young woman here who is very busy. That's Nkabinde, who is with her delegation, who are part of here. So everyone who is here, we are being welcomed because people who are here are those that we think, we believe they have the interest of growing the economy in the district. So as the district municipality, we become very overwhelmed by the programs of this nature. Because once the economy of Maluti-A-Phofung grows, then it means Free State will grow economically as well as the whole country. So you are welcome here, and to say, let's hold hands together in growing the economy of the district, in holding the economy, growing the economy of the province. And we are very impressed that the board of SEZ, led by the CEO, Mempom Keman, and the chairperson is here, and the entire board is here. We are marveled by the work that we are doing here at the SEZ. And we, as the people seeing from outside, we are saying we are absolutely doing nothing. But we can see all your efforts, and we really applaud you, and we say, take the courage from this day and move forward, and make this SEZ hore ipile, ibonahale. So all the investors that are here, we have met with some of them as we were making a walkabout. So we say we are welcome in Thabo Mofutsanyane, and we believe that we are not the only investors, because business is a business, it breeds another business. So those who will be, because the area where we are here, it says that it's a rapid abattoir. I believe that rabbit abattoir is gonna give birth to another business into the area. So we expect you to expand and have other subsidiary businesses under you, but in this area, not in the Free State. We are saying in Thabo Mofutsanyane. We are, with those words, I'm welcoming you to Thabo Mofutsanyane, and just relax. We are here, but we need to engage. We want to, as we'll be living here, every one of us must leave this place being courageous, because we normally have this launch, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that is happening. So we are saying after this launch, as Thabo Mofutsanyane, we are not going to wait any longer. We want to see things happening. And amongst us, maybe if I can introduce to you, Thabo Mofutsanyane District Municipality has just appointed an LED Community Services Director, that is Ntate Paul Tsotle-Hompele, who is a young man, a son of the soil, who was raised and brought in the area of Maluti-A-Phofung, coming with a vast knowledge of local government. So I think where the things have been locked, he will be there to can assist, since he'll be leading the local economic development in the district. With those words, I'm welcoming all. Let's all sit here, listen carefully, and as we'll be going out of here, we'll get to have learned something that we will go and implement going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Program Director. Honorable Minister of the DTIC, Ntate Tau, Pakstau in absentia. Honorable Premier of the Free State Province, Mayor Makwin Letsoha Matai in absentia. The MEC of the Department of Finance and Economic Development and Tourism, Ntate Toto Makume, which is the head of this entity. Speakers, chief whips, and councillors of both this district and the local municipality and other municipalities. Marena Atenkwano, Re Shebisa Shompo Hulona, the acting DG and DSTIA representatives headed by the HOD, MAPSEZ and the FDC board members, distinguished guests, media, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocol observed. We are honored today to share this auspicious occasion with you. We are proud as the SEZ to showcase the strides our SEZ is making towards achieving its mandate of deepening industrial development and improving manufacturing competitiveness in the Maluti-A-Phofung region. We are gathered here today to officiate this launch of new businesses. This is a milestone that marks growth and investment opportunities for the SEZ, to our valued investors and to the community of Maluti-A-Phofung at large. This special economic zone remains a catalytic project for job creation, transformation, socio-economic development and industry growth for the Free State Province, especially for Thabo Mofusanyana district. Essentially, the SEZ acts as a growth engine for the region by providing a more favorable trading environment, facilitating skills development, and promoting the export of locally manufactured production and products. The investment secured affirms that there is indeed an appetite of our unique offerings and further proves that the SEZ is a preferred destination for domestic and foreign direct investment. Our strategic location in relation to major metropolitan economies of the country, as well as other South African development communities, your SADC countries, makes us an ideal choice for investors seeking a cost-effective location for import and export-orientated operations. Most of you will realize that from here, you are just 3 hours away from the busiest port in sub-Saharan Africa, and which is the Durban port, and 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from Johannesburg, which is the economic hub of the country. The tax incentives available for businesses operating within the SEZ ensures investors' growth, revenue generation, and international competitiveness. Our proximity to major agricultural areas of the country positions the SEZ as an ideal investment location for agro-processing. Hence, our agro-processing precinct is the fast-growing precinct within the SEZ. Our province borders 6 of the 9 provinces in the country, providing easy access to local markets. Furthermore, the SEZ has excellent logistic linkages with access to both rail and road transport infrastructure, which connects the zone to the rest of South Africa and neighboring countries. This makes us a perfect location for the development of a logistic hub as enshrined in our master plan. We view this establishment of a logistic hub as one of the most critical projects, especially to alleviate the strain on the Durban port and traffic on the N3 corridors. Ladies and gentlemen, the past couple of years, our country has experienced unpredictable economic conditions. This was evident by a record high unemployment rate, especially in the Maluti-A-Phofung area. This SEZ mandate is aligned to government priority 1 of driving inclusive growth and job creation by creating local and international trade environment. This stands as a testament to our commitment of growing the economy of the Free State Province. Our journey has been of perseverance. The provincial government identified a real need in the economy and established a tool to address it, and that is the SEZ. But we know that in order to ignite the economy, we need strategic investments that will grow the economy of the Free State, create sustainable jobs, and contribute towards skills development in our region, especially amongst our unemployed youth. So why should you invest in us as businesses? Because we are not just chasing a dream. We have a solid roadmap, clear milestones, and a business model designed for sustainable economic growth. Our current traction and competitive edge set us apart. And most importantly, we understand that investment is not just about capital, it's about partnership. We seek investors to share our vision, bring valuable insights, and want to be part of something truly transformative. As I stand before you today, my heart brims with pride. Through our fruitful investment promotion strategy, we have attracted these 4 new investors. Looking at our new investors, we have such a diverse group of entrepreneurs, a true reflection of the South Africa we want. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to those investors. I'm not going to go through in the best interest of time. They will also come to the podium just to articulate on their investments which they are bringing to the zone. We have Mr. Sandile Khoza from Walk of Life. We visited the site this afternoon. They are bringing a total value of investment of approximately 330 million, and they are expected to create 173 jobs at full capacity. They'll be utilizing their own funds, and I will reiterate on that. They will utilizing their own capital to build and operate a 7,200 square meter factory under roof, a modern state-of-the-art fruit packaging and cooling facility that will pack apples produced by the Clan Leslie families and offer the same service to other apple farmers around the area. And hence I was saying, if an investor can have trust within the SEZ to come and build a factory and utilize their own funding, meaning that there is still an appetite as the SEZ to attract investors. There's also Mr. Graham Leslie representing Clan Leslie Estates. We also visited his establishment this morning. He has already invested some capital into that project, and his investment value is to the tune of 21 million and has already employed 160 people, which are seasonal workers from the local communities. Clan Leslie is well-established and diversified farming business that operates within 99 hectares of productive apples orchards, which are a cornerstone of business. As you are aware that yesterday the Deputy Minister, the Premier, the Honourable Premier, the Honourable MEC also visited farmers in Bethlehem, and we are talking interlinkage in terms of economic development. We don't see these projects as separate projects, but we are saying as the SEZ that let us look into the interlinkage of economic development. We also have Mr. Ndalo Makaye from the NNTA investment. The total investment value of the projects is at 52 million and is expected to create 66 jobs. These investors have been funded by NEF and the Black Industrialist Fund. They are black young entrepreneurs, 100% black youth owned, and they will make use of a caniculture production system which involves breeding domestic rabbits as a livestock of production of meat and fare. We will be tasting some of their meat today. Lastly, we've got Menokolo Ngabinde from Rovno Sauce, which is a 100% black-owned South African company that is producing Rovno sauces for the local and export markets. They've also taken occupation of an existing factory, and they have started operating. We pride ourselves that this is one of the first investors that are micro, small, and medium enterprises of nature. We have a block that is set aside for that nature of business. And as we attract foreign direct investment, we are also encouraging these international investors to come and partner with the local investors so that there is ecosystem in terms of economic development within Maluti-A-Phofung. Ladies and gentlemen, the micro, small, and medium enterprises play a crucial role in our economy by driving growth, employment, and innovation, investing and supporting the MSMEs to ensure a more inclusive, sustainable, and resilient economy. So as we cut the ribbon and sort 10 today, we are not just launching new businesses, the Honorable MEC, but we are opening doors to a brighter future, a future of innovation, quality, and prosperity. We look forward to these investments. But beyond the walls and machinery, what will truly make these businesses special is the people. The jobs created here will provide stability and growth for many families, boosting our local economy and strengthening the foundation of our communities. It is our belief that success is not just measured by production, but by the impact we have on the lives of the people of South Africa, especially the people of the Free State in terms of the SEZ's location. So to all our new investors, we are thrilled to welcome you to welcome your business to the SEZ, your establishment as to the innovation, collaboration, and success defining our community. We look forward to seeing your business striving and contributing to the economic development of the region. In closure, I want to express my sincere gratitude to all the stakeholders, the Free State Development Corporation, and our district and local municipalities for your unwavering support. We are equally grateful to the provincial government and to the Department of Economic Development and Tourism under the leadership of our MEC, Ntate Magume, for your support. Lastly, to quote our Honorable Premier, Mayor Makwin Letsoha Matai, in her recent State of the Province address, she said, I open quote, "This is the time to renew, time to build, time to inspire, and time to act," close quote. I thank you.
Thank you. I think there was a warm-up to appreciate what she said. Can we then appreciate what she said? Thank you. Thank you. As Mempo said, ke bana ba Ntate Makume, let us already apologize up front that the MEC is only here to bless this occasion just by his presence. And we had agreed with the organizing team that immediately after the welcome by the executive mayor, we will then allow him to go and continue with the other responsibilities. We only agree that he must just come, bless the occasion by his presence, be welcomed by the executive mayor, and then go. But I think, in all fairness, we will allow him just to greet you before he goes. And after he has greeted you, do not be surprised if you don't see him anymore. It is unfortunate that he cannot stay longer than what he has done. We had agreed that we'll only keep him here for 2 hours from 8 to 10. We have already gone beyond extra time and referee's optional time. And now we stick to our commitment, MEC, that you will only greet the audience and we will grant you your leave. Can I then invite the MEC of Finance, Economic Development and Tourism, Nateketso Makume, to come and greet the audience? Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Re ke dumedise Morena Paulus Moloi, Morena Sibidi Molefe, Morena Ritshidisitswe Mopedi, Morena Litsie Mopedi, bana bohle ke ditho tsa the Free State Provincial House of Traditional and the Khoisan leaders. Madume marenaka. re ke fetise ditumediso hape ho the executive mayor wa Thabo Mofutsanyana, Mme Connie Musibi. Ke boetse hape ke dumedise the acting DG wa the Free State. Ke a tseba ba bang ba tla botsa jwang jwane. Maobane ntate mme mo primary o le a thonya ntate Dr. Mafule Makolobe ho ba acting DG. Ebile re congratulations, re kopa o tshware o tiise ntate. Ha o ka kgonala o ka nna ifitela ka yona perena. Re ke dumedise HOD, ke dumedise modulasetulo wa board le maloko ohle a SEZ board. Re ile ra kopana ka jenose. Ke dumedise bohlo ya ka ditulo ka o fapana, makhanselara a teng kaofela. Ke bone speakera sa Maluti-A-Phofung le chief whip, ke a le dumedisa. Ke bone le modulasetulo wa BMF, ntate Dladla, ke a o dumedisa le wena. Mare le batho bohle ba teng ka mona, ke a le dumedisa. So today it's a celebration. It's not a meeting where we are going to look at the possibilities of this word. We are celebrating the possibility that is happening. That whatever that we have thought about in the past, particularly the 4 investors that have been mentioned here, today it's happening. So that's the celebration. It's a celebration because there could have been many, or there have been many initiatives that will have not arrived at your stage. So thank you very much and congratulations to arrive at this stage. So for business people, more often than investment means making profit at the end of it. And there's nothing wrong. I've listened to many people now since I was appointed as the MEC, who will come and visit my office. And most of them, when they come, they don't talk about making money. They try another story, you know, they are going to Bethlehem from here, but they want to take a 10 from Joburg and come back. And no, you see, MEC, we want to create jobs. You see, MEC, you know, this. No, the truth of the matter is that businesses are ambitious to make money. There's nothing wrong about it. The meaning of investment to government is different. It's different in a sense that with us, when you invest, it is us who must think about when this investment comes, there's going to be jobs that are going to be created. And lekati le elhlezi eziko or kati ena duting if that must be our problem. It must not be our problem. So that is why we are calling upon all our entities and all our municipalities to start now to think seriously and deep about what we call the opportunity cost in making business. How are we going to incentivize the investment so that whatever that we put on the table, it must be so attractive that no business person can just reject it. So we are looking forward for all municipalities to start to think about it, because we are not going to be able to attract investment if there's no form of attraction. So our form of attraction, it must be like a magnet when it attacks the metal. The metals, they don't necessarily go voluntarily to the magnet. It is because there's something that attracts them. That pull force, we must have it, but in government, we must begin to think about the opportunity cost. One of the examples that we're sharing today with the board and the executive mayor is that we need to find a way on how to make even our basic services or the municipal services to be cheaper for business to make business, but try to find a way of making the revenue to be easy for municipalities to function and continue to develop and serve our people through the services that are being offered by municipal councils. So it's one area that we are going to look at. You will be aware that the current administration has set itself 3 priorities. One of the priorities is that we must grow the economy that is inclusive. Government is admitting that our economy or the growth of the economy has not been inclusive. So in trying to include other participants in the economy, government must try also to lose other things. They must now start to think about lessening some of the laws, but at the very same time, trying to make business to be easy by actually ensuring that they make municipal services, they make any kind. For instance, the approval of plans, it must be with speed. Business people, they don't have any time to sit with us in our meetings to think about, they don't think about those things. They think about making money. So if you waste time in approving their plans, you waste time in taking decisions on just strategic issues that affect them, they will take their money and invest elsewhere. So it is important that we really want to meet this challenge or this priority of creating an economy that is inclusive by being innovative and creative to ensure that we do our things with speed. The second part related to that, which is also the priority, is that we must reduce the cost of living. So how are you going to reduce the cost of living if you are not going to make it easy for businesses to make business in this country? So it means we must be involved in thinking outside of the box on how best to apply some of the options and choices that are there in the economy to ensure that we try by all means to reduce this, what we call the high cost of living in this country. This will enable every individual, even those who are unemployed, who are hustlers, to at least every day put the bread on the table. So this is our thinking and our meaning of investment. Then the last one priority is that one of building an ethical government. An ethical government that is accountable to our people. An ethical government that is stable. You can't have business people moving around, visiting municipalities, visiting departments that are not stable. So the first thing that we must fight for as leaders in municipalities, leaders in government, we must fight for cohesion. We must fight for unity. We must fight for our people out there to get services. We must never ever entertain the fight that is about our personal interest. We must never entertain the fight that is about our positions. The fight must be about fighting poverty. The fight must be about elevating this cost of living. So stability is one most important thing. Not even a single investor will entertain the issues of instability. No even single one investor will entertain issues of continuous disruption of services. If you are in an entity where you are supposed to provide electricity, just provide electricity. Ensure that there's no interruption. So these are the things that we must be fighting about. We must not be in a business where there's always water interruption. Because businesses to be here, they need those services. Businesses to be here, they need clear roads that are able to make them to make money. Because roads are the heartbeat of the economy. So we really need to attend to issues of potholes and other things. So in so doing, it's going to be easy for us to attract, number one, investors, but at the very same time, to meet those objectives that the country have set themselves. So we are happy today that we've got men and women who have taken time and said to themselves, we are going to invest, despite these challenges that I've mentioned, but we are going to invest because in their thinking, I guess, it is that once we have invested, if we've got a responsible municipality, it will be able to take the aftermath of the investment and start to invest in electricity, invest in the infrastructure, invest in these things that will make the people out there to be happy, but also for business to flourish. Business is not going to flourish if there are no efforts to ensure that we are making the environment to be easy for each and every investor to make business. So in so saying, I'm calling upon those who are here and those who are still outside, that we are trying to make Free State an investment destination. And we are trying to do this because we are hoping on you, those who are doing business with the Free State now, that you will be able to tell people out there that Free State is a place where we can make business. It's easy. Things are just oiled and machined. But it means municipalities around, the provincial government, we must also get our house in order. There also has to be an issue that we must really fight, the issue of corruption. We can't be in a business where business approvals are supposed to be made, but for one to approve or for one to get an approval, you have to go some certain toll gates. I'm told there are toll gates. You must pass to Ntatema Kume, pay this much. After Ntatema Kume is HOD, then HOD is the director general. In the municipality, the same. Is the mayor. Sometimes they are even using our names. We are not even aware of this toll gate. So Ntatema Kume is looking for this much. The mayor is looking for this much. So these are the people who are making difficult for business to make it here in the Free State. So we really need to fight corruption. So those who happens to arrive at such toll gates, they need to come out and condemn such activities. They need to report such to law enforcement so that people must know that you can't have a corrupt system that is aiming at assisting our people. If the system has to assist, or if the system has to help our people to get outside of the abject poverty, there has to be a zero tolerance when it comes to corruption. So corruption, it must be an enemy that we are declaring as both business and as government. There have been serious examples that I have shared with communities that the reason why Libona Chief Whip Matlo Awa are from 1994. Mar Matlo Sala Awa Khalikwa, Ubona Ntale stable. It is because of these toll gates. An individual get a tender in a business or in government. Get a tender is a business person, Ntatema Kume. Ntatema Kume, who's the MEC, comes to this Ntatema Kume, who is the businessman, and then he asks for 10%. I can tell you now, not a single business person, even here, will take that 10% from his or her profit. Most of them, they take it from the same capital money that is supposed to be invested in the business. So what they do, when there's a particular certain cement of a particular quality that it must be bought to build houses, they reduce the quality. When there are certain kinds of bricks that are supposed to build those RDP, they reduce the quality. When they're supposed to pay workers and SMMEs who are going to work to build houses or help them to build houses, they also reduce their salaries. So what happens? The workers themselves also participate in the corruption. They start to steal because they realize that what we are earning is not equal to the work that we are putting or the energy that we are putting. So they start to steal. But what is happening also, the community start to also to participate. There's a chippy hand. So Scotty sell. Osani, RDP ewa. But where did it started? When a leader started to say, give me 10%. So these 10% are not legal. They are part and parcel of corrupt activities. So even you investors, if you are to come here and you want to invest, and I immediately come to you and say, put 10% for my child or for my wife, I'm already discouraging you to do business. Because this 10% we have already budgeted itself for other things. So we should not accept such things. We should also not be in a temptation as leaders to ask these things around. let's do a clean business so that our people can then grow. Ha ke tla kwala. We are meeting today, and yesterday we also met. This is a sign that Free State is getting its right footing in the right direction. But we can only do this if we are all going to be resilient and committed to make our people to live a better life. A better life, it does not mean everyone making a profit, but it means everyone getting what they need from what they will have put into what they need. What I'm trying to say is that workers must be able to say, we are working and we are earning our own salary. Business people must say, we are getting profit because we have worked, we have put our capital here. Government must be elected back because they will have served our people. All these things will not happen if we are not resilient, if we are not committed to ensuring that we make our lives to be better. So these are my words, and again, I want to congratulate all of those who have invested today. I wish you all of the best. I wish I wish you to stay so that you can then understand these are the difficulties that are facing each and every one of us here, and together we must work to ensure that we overcome such challenges. So thanks very much. I'm happy to see the faces that I've been seeing and the new faces. We hope that most of you will start to take this SEZ very serious. One person says to me, we are not taking this SEZ serious because every time, in one province, every time we work at this SEZ, or they must do something to come here. They even have a way of, trying to take it away from us. They will say, Harrismith is 300 km away from KZN. And then they will say, Harrismith is 300 km away from Gauteng. Then they will say, Harrismith is 300 km away from Bloemfontein. They remove the province. Why? Because they want to negotiate with us in the same power that they think they have. That no, we are equal. We are 300 km. So we have said to them, no. SEZ is in the Free State. We don't need to travel any cases. It is here. It is you who must travel. It is you who must come and ask us. So we are not in the business of asking anyone about our SEZ. But what we must do, we must go out and look for investors. Otherwise, they are going to take it. Thank you very much.
Just a warm-up. Can we then give the MEC a round of applause? Thank you. When he started, he said that we are here to celebrate possibilities. And that reminded me of what my old man once told me. He said to me, when you are born, there are two possibilities. Either you are going to be a boy or a girl. If you are a boy, it's all right. But if you are a girl, there are two possibilities. Either you are going to be a pretty girl or you are going to be a beautiful girl. If you are a pretty girl, it's all right. But if you are a beautiful girl, there are two possibilities. Either you are going to get a boyfriend or you are not going to get a boyfriend. If you don't get a boyfriend, it's all right. But if you do get a boyfriend, there are two possibilities. Either you will have a relationship that goes nowhere, or you will end up getting married to each other. If it goes up to nowhere, it's all right. But if you get married to each other, then there are two possibilities. Either he will love you till death do you part, or he will love you till divorce do you part. If it is until divorce do you part, it's all right. But if it's until death do you part, then there are two possibilities. When you are dead, you are either going to be cremated or to be buried. If you are cremated, it's all right. But if you are buried, there are two possibilities. Either you are going to turn into manure for a species of grass or for a species of a tree. If it is for a species of grass, it's all right. But if it is for a tree, there are two possibilities. Either that tree is going to be used in a paper industry or in a furniture industry. If it is used in a furniture industry, it's all right. But if it's in a paper industry, there are two possibilities. Either it's going to be used for a writing paper or a toilet paper. If it is a writing paper, it's all right. But if it's a toilet paper, there are two possibilities. And in those two possibilities, I am going to invite the investors that we are celebrating today. They will come as I call them. Each one of them will have about 10 minutes to tell us about who they are, what they are going to do. And as they complete, you will then understand what those two possibilities are. Let me start by inviting to the podium Ndate Khoza of Walk of Life to come and give us a few words about who they are. Ndate Khoza.
Program Director, as mentioned, and my partner, Graham Leslie. I'll let Graham just also maybe just start off by just giving you a bit of a background on Clan Leslie Estate, who, despite the fact that we are now working together, we've known each other for many, many years. I think since Graham was around 8 years old, we were at school together right through to high school. So I just think, I'll just let Graham just give you a bit of background on Clan Leslie Estates, and then we'll talk about the significance of this partnership in terms of our investment within the SEZ, and how lucky we believe we are to be partnering with the province and the municipality and the leadership of the SEZ. Graham?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Sandals. As Sandals says, we go back a long way from school days. And my family goes back a long way with this area. We've been here since 1906. The family moved here. So we're fourth generation farmers in the area here. In 1994, with the onset of the new South Africa, my dad and my uncle, they traveled around Africa to see what farmers that were still successful were doing. And every single one of them had an export arm to the business, and every single one of them employed a lot of people. So we then went about trying to see what could we do that would employ a lot of people and that we could export. And we came upon apples. And we planted a very small test block of apples to see if that worked. And that was very successful. And we now have 100 hectares of apples. We employ over 500 people when we are in full production, as we are at the moment, picking, packing, and in other branches of the farm. We don't just do apples, we do other crops as well. But we've identified apples as where we need to go. We want to expand with the apples. We want to employ more people. But as a result, we need a bigger facility. We've got our small facility here that we went to first this morning. And that now needs to be expanded. And that's where we've partnered with Sandile to be able to expand it. We can grow more orchards. We can employ more people. we can be more profitable and go forward with Walk of Life and the partnership that we've got in this area.
So our venture started about 2 years ago. As Graham mentioned, they had an ambition to expand their apple orchards, and they basically were reaching capacity in terms of the existing packing facility. We then formed a partnership with the vision of developing an apple pack house, a state-of-the-art modern pack house. Besides just also, them outgrowing from a capacity point of view the existing pack house, the technology has moved on and evolved. Our vision and ambition was to jointly build a state-of-the-art apple packing facility with cold storage, temperature-controlled cold storage facilities. There are other packing facilities in the Free State. However, there currently are no temperature force cooling facilities, which Graham can kind of think just surprise you on, just in terms of the technicality and the benefits of that. But also added to that, we started engaging with Heineken and identified the need to build a juicing plant, an apple concentrate juicing facility. South Africa is a net importer of apple juice concentrate, which Heineken uses to make ciders like Savannah, Hunter's Dry. So South Africa currently imports roughly 45% of the market requirements for apple juice concentrate. So our value proposition would be that, one, with a modern facility, we would be able to not just also pack for Clan Leslie estates, but also pack for other farmers within the region, and be able to also force cool and store fruit or apples, not just apples actually. Our business model also looks at how we can attract citrus farmers from Limpopo and Mpumalanga, due to the challenges sometimes that they've experienced at the port, where their fruit sometimes their citrus is left out for 2 to 3 days before it's then loaded onto ships, thereby exposing their fruit. There's a great opportunity for them to be able to for us to hold their fruit and store it for them in a force-cooled facility, and then be able to, just from the proximity point of view, literally take it down to the port to be loaded straight onto ships, thereby hugely de-risking their business. One very, I think, great aspect about our project is that it effectively will become a catalyst to, I think, inspire the expansion of apple orchards in the region. The Free State is relatively small, or this region, when it comes to obviously the number of orchards. The Western Cape is where most of the apples are being produced. However, there are advantages in this region in that the farmers that are farming apples are able to harvest their fruit 4 to 6 weeks before the Western Cape, which then also obviously gives them an edge in terms of pricing in the export market. So, I think Graham touched on the employment part of things. We are very excited to partner with local community, with local government and the municipality, with the SEZ in terms of this very exciting project, which we believe, also through expansion of apple orchards, because we will now have infrastructure in this region to support the growth of an expansion of apple orchards, will also lead to greater job opportunities for locals in the communities. Graham, I'm not sure if you want to add anything else there?
Yeah, I think that is one of the big things, is that there are no packing facilities in the Free State that have got capacity anymore. So by us putting in a bigger facility here, we'll be able to create capacity. And there are a lot of farmers who want to do something similar to us and have an export arm to the business, but they don't want to plant 10 hectares or 20 hectares of apples. It costs almost R1 million a hectare to plant, and that sort of investment and not have anywhere to pack it. And that's where we come in, and that we can offer the whole value chain. We can pack that fruit. Any poor quality fruit, we can juice it. Any export fruit, we'll cool it, we'll containerize it, send it to the port. So there's a huge amount of growth in this area that we can create by having this facility. So as Sandal said, it is definitely going to be a catalyst to the area to create more orchards getting grown, and possibly even other fruits that could get grown that employ a lot of people. That is one of our main goals, is that we want to help solve the unemployment issue. And apples, particularly, you can't harvest by machine unless you are just using them for juice, but it doesn't make sense to do that. So you're going to employ a lot of people to harvest by hand. And by doing this, we will not only meet our own needs from our own existing company, but for other people as well. And all the spin-off that comes with that as well.
Yeah, I think that's about it. And we're very lucky to have had a multinational partner like Heineken Beverages. They have been a key supporter and backer of this project. They've committed to buy 100% of what we can produce from an apple juice concentrate perspective. And they are also very keen to support future growth and expansion of apple orchards in the region. The challenge in the past has just been that there has not been enough, or there has not been infrastructure to support the growth. So hopefully through this initiative or through our project, we'll also see other corporates such as Heineken investing more cash into the development of orchards, into supporting and the development of black apple farmers also in the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know there are those who wait for the second round to then appreciate what was said. I'm giving you that opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. Let me call over MNTA Investment, Dade Makanye.
These esteemed representatives from the different DFIs, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols observed. My name is Ndalo Makaye, the Managing Director and the Founder and Managing Director of NNTA Investments. This is my strategic business partner, Mbulelo Mtemunye. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the journey of persistence, resilience, and belief. Belief in a dream that never wavered even in the face of diversity. This project, the NNTA Rabbit Farm and Abattoir, is more than just an investment opportunity. It is the realization of a dream that never died. Let's go back to where this dream began. And as a child, I would often get asked, what is it that I wanted to do when I grew up? Without any hesitation, I said, I want to be a farmer. Now, my mother would always laugh at this because she didn't believe in me. But truly, in our world, being a farmer was never just the dream. But for me, it was. Nature has always been a big part of my life and who I am. And ironically, my name, Ndalo, actually means nature. So maybe this path was set out for me from the start. Along the way, I swayed from this dream because I had no solid plan. So I settled on a path that felt safer, and that was accounting. I studied financial accounting and briefly ventured into corporate, but something was missing. I wasn't building something great, nor was I creating an impact in society. And right there I knew that these industries are dominated by major players. A question I'd always ask myself was, what could I bring that's different? And after extensive research into different markets, I came upon rabbit farming. In 2017, I applied to the different DFIs for a franchise opportunity with a company that was making waves in the market, in the rabbit market at that time. Initially, it seemed like a great venture. Even the DFIs were willing to fund it. But as I analyzed their business model, I realized it was flawed. Key revenue streams were being given away for free, and the operation wasn't built for sustainability. Seeing these risks, among others, I made the tough decision to walk away. Once again, I had to go back to the drawing board. Fortunately, in 2018, I met a farmer named Fred. I shared my vision of building a sustainable rabbit farming model and asked him to be a part of it. He saw the potential I saw, and without hesitation, he offered to mentor me with no expectations in return. For a year, he trained me, refined my business model, as well as my financial model and business plan, and helped me understand the industry much better. This equipped me to take the next monumental step. This journey didn't get easier. Rabbit meat was fairly a new market, and the DFIs were skeptical and questioned its viability. But I had to prove myself through my well-researched business model. I submitted my business plan after a long feasibility study in 2020, and the project investment needed was 274 million, which was deemed steep. So I cut back on unnecessary expenditure. I secured the offtakes, I found the land, amongst a lot of other things as well that the different DFIs had asked for. I invested my own money in a personal financial contribution that was requested by the DFIs, and finally we had a strong model. The choice was simple, either to give up or find a way, and I chose the latter. Every time the DFIs challenged me, I went back to the drawing board to refine, improve, and eventually build a model that was optimized, self-sustainable, and self-sufficient. Or maybe they just got tired of all those years of emails and me not giving up. Eventually, the same institutions that doubted me started to take notice, and that's what brought us here today. Sorry, we're not done.
Hi, my name is Umbulelo Mtimbunye. I joined the business quite when it was a well-oiled machine in paperwork. And then he had approached me as we had worked together in various other businesses. Just to give you a brief background into why we never gave up. We're from Pretoria, and we had been distributors of meat and fruits and veggies. That's why today when we see the pack houses, we were once in these pack houses. We were once walking these footsteps and understanding and hearing businesses and their challenges. Upon the SEZ giving us an opportunity and hearing us out, after he said there were countless back and forths, Zoom meetings, and of course we had to